Olivia's POV. I'd have been a total brain dead idiot. Not, I'd have to be a total brain dead idiot not to notice that Gordon hesitated. I mean, for what felt like forever, only for him to end up shooting the guy anyway. Why do we in the first place? The guy would have wanted to kill us anyways. It's kill or be killed down here. That's not even me trying to sound cliche. Besides, it's not like I don't know what it feels like now. But to get shot? Crazy look at the soldier. Again, I point this out, but like, he wears a mask. Like, how did you see? Also, weren't you shooting him from behind? I felt like you shot him from behind. That's at least how to do it in the movie for like the dramatic angle. I had to do it if you hadn't shot him. You would have shot Gordon. Okay, kill Gordon and then kill me. It doesn't take a retard to know that these soldiers aren't here to be our heroes, or lend a helping hand and rescue all the trapped people down here. They're here to kill, to cover up, and to sweep this all under the table like it never happened in the first place. And it freaks me out. They literally bullied and abused a man who they were going to kill anyway, Olivia. I feel like there's a little more going on. Everything Dad ever told me about his time working in the military was good stuff, more or less. Even from the time when I was just a young carpet crock, I knew that soldiers were supposed to help, to be respectful to everyone. That they'd put themselves in the line and make sure that we live happy lives that we did. Or so I was told. Yeah, it is worth pointing out that Half-Life has a somewhat negative view on governments. Or at the very least, government contractors. Or so I was told. Those aren't soldiers. These aren't like the textbook's heroes from some action movie or TV show would love to depict these are killers. I'd like to point out that most soldiers tend to end up like this because they are very much drilled in U.S. armies to see like everything else as the enemy, and they're also in shit situations. So it's like, fuck it, man. I have a bad time. These are my targets. I'm just gonna enjoy myself. I feel like actual U.S. soldiers would still have some reservations about shooting what is ostensibly U.S. citizens. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this would go that cleanly. These aren't textbooks heroes from an action movie, but they are still soldiers. I just feel like you need to understand you're in another dimension. Like maybe Vol Caldera and that U.S. Army are perfectly fine, but these are not those guys. That little bit I'd hoped, I shot that shoulder when out. Wait, that little bit of hope, I shot a. Wait, that little bit that I'd hoped I had shot the one soldier earlier by now had long been crushed to. What does that mean? Oh wait, of hoping he lived. A bark of squad-based rage echoes through the warehouse as another one of their buddies dying really seemed to piss them off. Several streams of gunfire were thrown out, forcing Gordon into his own small bit of cover. I appreciate that we're not counting bullets. Like, it's very abstract how much ammo anyone has. She has a magazine, but how much has she used? Hearing the slam of bullets digging themselves into the sandbags in front of us scares the shit out of me. It feels like any of them can break through and give me another hold on my body. Being stuck in the harness feels like both a blessing and a curse. It's a blurse. There's no way I'll be able to keep up, even if I had some kind of wheelchair I was on my hands and knees. But at the same time, I feel a bit more exposed than Gordon ever is. But that's what guns are for. With a firm smack of my palm on the base, the gun finally unfucks itself, much to my relief. And, much like earlier, I stick my hand out and widely start blasting, hoping to hit some jarhead, or at least keep him down long enough. Also, your dad works with, like, the fancy part of the military. Like, the grunts are not the same as the brass. I wish I was anywhere near good enough to actually hit them, but I'm still bad with aiming. You're shooting blindly. If anything. Gordon hurriedly picks himself up, running up to the first of the catwalks and spraying down his own volley of fire. The sudden push not only surprised me, but the soldiers, too. The orders of retreat and to fall back echo as my human slowly presses forward more and more. At this point, I'm just making noise, roughly pointing my gun the enemy's way and hoping it doesn't end with it flying out of my hand or my arm getting shot. I can't be shot in the arm. How else am I going to art if I do? Would I even do art? I feel like this art thing is a little more than... Like, even if you get shot, right, magic heal juice can only take you so far, I imagine. We'll suddenly go shaking for a second as Gordon trips over something while pressing our assault. So when the scientist from earlier, we're little bullet holes all over him. By all means, I should feel bad for the guy, but really, at this point, fucking idiot. Seriously. Run up here where the army was. I hiss, not thinking to check my words. Man, your dad's gonna hate you if you tell him anything about this. First, he runs out here, thinking that they'll save him, and then he just runs straight up to them, magically hoping he'll forgive them. What? I mean, seriously, what's with these morons and throwing their lives away? So it's like a single one of these have an ounce of self-preservation. Oh, she saw the scientist that, that was groveling earlier. My internal one-sided shouting match quickly comes to an end as Gordon suddenly jerks back. I got him! I got him! Someone shouts, sending alarm bells throughout my head as he clutches at his chest. Gordon! Gordon! I shout, desperately clawing at his back to see what happened. Before I get a chance, his suit starts screaming a barrage of electrical bleeps and warning. Not even a second passes before my human lifts his rifle and returns fire, jerking me back in my harness with a small yelp like nothing ever happened in the first place. His suit stopped the bullet, right? I mean, he's been shot plenty of times before. It can stop a bullet, right? God, how's he even moving at all? Air speed and power behind Gordon's one-man advance. Look like it's starting to freak out the hell out of soldiers. They're fighting in squads, and one guy who's like dressed like a fucking cartoon character is bull rushing them. I'd be scared. Terrifying one man and some weird thing on his back. I mean, they probably think you're conjoined or something. Somehow mowing down and messing up whole squads probably means their own deaths. They start backing up in distant hallways. Feels like we're winning. The feeling like we're winning gives me a rush of a sort of feeling that flows through my veins. It's almost like when a team you're rooting for is kicking ass or you're shredding normies in a particular thread. It makes me feel powerful and unstoppable. Get them! Get them! I eagerly encourage, pointing sharply towards retreating soldiers. Gordon gives chase while my handgun wildly throws lead left, right, and center. That implies you're hitting. It's not like I actually thought I'd hit anything, but I just want to contribute to the effort. Soon enough, the last of the soldiers sound retreat around a corner to reach the top of the catwalk. Taking a second, we both catch our breath, my heart pounding in my ears as the sheer adrenaline gives me a rush like I never had before. It certainly won't be easy. The soldiers no doubt will be prepared for us up ahead. But dealing with Gordon on my side, it should be easy, right? It's not easy at all. Spray of splinters of chunks of wood. A stray spray of splinters throws chunks of wood into my open maw, causing me to sputter and shake my head. The brief respite we gave ourselves probably wasn't a smart idea. Milliseconds that around in the corner, two familiar pineapple-shaped metallic balls landed at Gordon's feet. Why do you have to describe them as pineapple-shaped and balls? Just call them objects. Like, don't double describe shape. Had landed at Gordon's feet. If it hadn't been for the human's quick thinking to kick him away, it would have reduced to nothing but paste on the wall. The resounding explosion below is mixed in with the pained cries of soldiers. The human leans back around our corner, spraying another barrage from his assault rifle down into the fray. Judging by the screams, he actually hit someone. Meanwhile, the brave heroine that is myself shakily messes around with the pistol. Even after a few magazines through it, I still can't get a solid grip on the controls. When the gun goes click, put in a new magazine, rack the slide, shoot. Should be as simple as that. When you have every single adrenaline gland in your brain supplying you with juice. Your adrenal glands are located on your kidneys. Pay attention in class! Supplying you with the juice. Even the most simple, boring action feels impossible. Yeah, because your brain is like rough, coarse actions, and you need to be precise. That's why in most combat training, you do this shit 1,000 times so that it's just muscle memory, which your brain can do pretty easily in adrenaline mode. Comparatively, that is. Thankfully, with a resounding click, the gun is ready. Where did you get this third clip? You had one in it, and you had one spare. Where does the third one come from? Stick man around the corner and give him another... I guess I missed it. Oh, my famous blind fires. Although the soldiers don't really seem to carry that many pistols. I know, damn... Oh yeah, Gordon picked up the other pistol. That might have actually been the revolver then. You normally get that at Blast Pit. But there is Shepard's gun. I know damn well it's nowhere near accurate at all, but I feel a lot safer with the idea of not being shot at all. Actually, if she shows in the revolver, it makes sense that single shots are like laying these people flat. Besides, Gordon is here for the killing. Not counting the two I've shot. Click. Mere sensation the gun announcing it's out of ammo. Your literal suit tells you you're out of ammo. It actually does that. Flicks back against the back of my palm. I'm out! I shout, already dumping the magazine onto the ground. Without a beat, Gordon produces another magazine for my gun. I don't know why he's keeping them. I don't remember picking up all that many of them, but as long as the bullet keep going, I'm going to keep shooting. Gordon, you have to tell me about the hammer space this fucking suit has. Why is Zen full of bullets? Slowly but surely we whittle away the remaining soldiers, or at least what Gordon does. All I see is bloodied and moving bodies as we rush past them, while on our way to our next series of covers. Another burst fire from Gordon is followed by a choked scream from up ahead. Echoes throughout the warehouse. Deep down, I know that these people not only have orders, but seem more than happy to kill us at a moment's notice. Even make any poor bastard who comes their way suffer. Feels wrong to be happy about hearing them scream, but I do. You do what? You do feel happy. I guess. Whatever. I'm mixing myself up. What was I thinking about again? There was something here. I feel like when you have Olivia on your back, you can alternate who's shooting to provide cover when he's reloading. Like, you can do a lot of suppressive fire that you can't ordinarily do. Gordon suddenly lurches up without any warning, hurrying forward, while I point my pistol in the rough direction of the flash of orange and green as I pull the trigger. And slaps against my palm, its metallic texturing doing a number on the web of my palm. You don't have webbing, but I don't care. The not dying part is more important than a small blister. Also, I feel like seeing a crocodile shoot a gun at you is like one of those situations where like I'm more terrified of you without the gun somehow. It's your bite that I'm worried about. I'm hit! Someone shouts as Morton moves behind him, a heavy metal crate. It takes a split second for me to piece together the timing of the shot of my shots. HB bearing human wasn't shooting, I think. The middle thing. I've done it again. It feels insane. Yeah! Well, fucking cry about it, you normie! I yell out as a rush of frightful energy burns in my chest. Gordon's probably like, there's a reason I'm quiet in the game, because you're kind of, oh, fucking hell. For the shortest of seconds, give me a second surprise glance. I'm not sure where that came from myself, but it felt good to actually shout back at them. It's the part of your body that's like, everything has gone insane. I don't know what to do. all of you, all of you cringe fucking LARPers are a bunch of losers. Naturally, the responding barrage of gunfire is heated, very heated. Not to mention close to my face. It can't be hit in the face. That's the moneymaker. Olivia, I thought you wanted to be known for your art, not for your body. And don't plan to be one of those mysterious artists that never shows their face in public anytime soon. You can get a cool mask like Doctor Doom or the Phantom of the Opera. One by one, the Marines fall to Gordon and I's barrage. Man, I think what I'm doing is my brain is reading ahead and my words are like queuing it up, but I keep intermixing the two of them. The two streams, like the loading in stream and the execution stream. And that's my problem. Well, mostly Gordon's. The human now has a scary killing thing about him. Like a really scary thing. The man's killed like 4 dozen people minimum. He's gonna hit triple digits soon. And if you glance are stolen his way, there's absolutely no life in his face. Not in a dead way, but in this guy's a killing robot kind of way. Like those old Terminator movies. Only I know the guy isn't from the future to wipe out all life. At least, I think. With a final bang, the room falls silent, closely followed by the sound of the last soldier's body hitting the ground. The sound is way louder than the gunshots from earlier. It feels weird not to be surrounded by the constant thunder of it. The loudest concerts I've ever been through. Walk out without a quarter of your hearing. Then again, Gordon has been busy. A little over a dozen bloody bodies lay strewn around the warehouse at different levels and spots. My guy, or at least I think my guy, lies not too far from us. I'm not even sure that my head had actually killed him. I hoped it did. I slowly blink, pressing pause on my brain to recall that last thought. The mere idea that I so casually wish death on someone, and in like actual serious context, it's bad. I shouldn't just throw it around. Sure, I've told people to kill themselves before. That's online, and I actually want them to die. I mean, Anon probably hopes that someone that he tells to kill himself actually does it as long as it can't be traced back to him. But I don't. I'm doing it for the lols. Maybe these guys deserve it. Shaking my head, I try to ignore the rather scary thoughts starting to brew in my mind. Thankfully, Gordon's continual movement keeps me occupied, or at least not thinking of anything. Man, this shit's riding up my ass again. Perhaps, geez, I'm becoming some kind of maniac, aren't I? You're becoming like Gordon. You two are friends. We're the best of friends forever and ever. Before that train of thought can even leave the station. That's a great line. That's a good line. Is it great and original? No, but I love it. It's nice surprise little ooh. I love it when people have fun with their fucking metaphors. The human comes to an abrupt stop. I also noticed that I don't know what it is. It still has some overwriting, but it's a little terser and tenser. And I think it's because of the action sequences, and the author will fuck it up if they get the chance. But damn. I open my jaw to confront him, but my eyes see before I speak. Hanging on the wall is a singular white sign with red lettering. I was talking about Blue Shifts. You start upstairs in like the normal guy entrance, and it's such a nice little place. Surface rate elevator. Oh my god! That's it! That's actually it! The surface. We've actually made it! I have to go back to the earth. She shot and screamed like the world somehow been saved from a meteor. Out of hell with it. It's the fucking surface! I scream out loud, tightly gripping Gordon's shoulders and jerking him back and forth. How can you ever leverage Gordon? I guess because you're fat. We're gonna live! We're actually gonna live! Ginger tears rushes from my eyes and rolls. I feel like a tinkle is not what you're gonna have. You're gonna have a couple of tears. It seems like a suicide mission all this time. Actually has our salvation in sight. Gordon looks back, a tired yet warmly radiating smile meeting my own beaming toothy grin. Poor guy looks exhausted, but he knows better. It's our freedom behind a small elevator ride. Maybe some soldiers. Pressing a button, the gates clatter open. Shouldn't you get some ammo, Gordon? Shouldn't you get a fresh reload, maybe? Man, what the fuck is this conversation someone's having? Being asexual kept me having a lot of girlfriends because I don't give a shit about getting in their pants. Damn, who is this man? Turns out the way to get lots of women in your life is just not try to romance them, not treat them like objects. Who knew that human beings like to hang out with people that see them as human beings? How weird, right? Gamers? Ugh. Wait. Are they adding a new emote? Oh, please. No, not yet. Pressing a button, the gates clatter open. Gordon hurries inside, pressing the call button. Up we go! Sorry, elevator shutters A massive explosion goes off. Dust and small bits of debris fall from the ceiling, showering us. I cough and sputter, trying my best not to inhale any of the cancer dust. To my growing concern, a blaring silence starts to filter down the shaft as we get closer to the top. It almost sounds like one of those tornado alarms. Why would they be blaring a tornado alarm? Another blast rocks the shaft, this one closer than the first. Its shockwaves are enough to make Gordon stagger on his feet. What's going on? I shout, not really thinking about my partner's muteness. When we reach the top, we both rush out. Come into a large red warehouse filled to the door with military. Wait, sunlight! The sun! Here comes the sun. I'd forgotten how long it actually been. Fat wrapped in Jesus. The sudden crackling of a radio cuts my thoughts off.
Stingray, this is Warlord 27. Fire mission, danger, close, over!
Gordon and I share a slow look. The person on the radio continues.
Hostile element advancing into the open. Fire for effect. I authenticate Juliet Mike, over.
I would love it if Olivia has like one moment. It doesn't have to be a big one, but give her one fucking moment where she's like, wait, my dad told me what that is. Just one. Okay, we've already brought her dad in. Just have that one moment. It's cute. It's like, oh, wow. And Gordon's like, wait, what? Are you sure?
Company in the open. Fire for effect. Authenticate Juliet Mike. Shoot. Shot, over.
What the hell's Juliet Mike? That's JM. Maybe that's something cool.
What's that?
I barely have time to finish my sentence. The whole warehouse shudders, dust and debris raining out from above. Gordon doesn't waste time. His boots are already pressing us forward through the warehouse, bobbing and weaving past parked trucks. It's not that dense. As I struggle to even place together what's happening.
Are they shooting their fucking cannons at us?
I shriek, pressing myself tightly against the HEV's back as another lands right outside the doorway. Artillery, mortars, bombing raids? Running with a speed that catches me off guard, he rushes into the open air. He's using the sprint module from Half-Life 2. A thing I like, by the way, is that after you go upstairs, you go over to like a building and you go back down. And when you do actually come, in Black Mesa at least, you come to a section that's like, oh, behind there is where you were a second ago. It's great. My eyes drift across the surface. The surface! Ah, a gentle setting sun basks look to be somewhere in the middle of the desert in a gentle orange glow. Bright red cliffs stretch as far as the eye can see, the view only broken up by barricades. A weird tower and an anglo soldier pointing guns at us. Oh crap.
Open fire!
The sudden barrage of gunfire sends Gordon and myself hiding behind a concrete barricade. You really shouldn't slow down this section because the explosions are going to happen all the time. I think a helicopter shows up. Another explosion slams down not too far from us, sending small puffs of sand and rock our way.
Okay, this is pretty bad. Look for a window or something! Gordon, play the video game!
Human falls back into that scary, cold, mechanical nothingness. I think it's best to let Gordon do his thing. I start looking around for some kind of exit. Since the soldiers aren't bad enough, the whole explosive shells going off around is really starting to overwhelm me. Nervously taking my tail, I keep searching while Gordon starts returning some fire. Just barely through the dust and another thankful miss I spotted. A wide-open gate with a conveniently parked and still running an army car.
Gordon!
I shout, desperately pointing on my shoulder. He looks back, meeting my gaze.
Over there!
Quickly seeing what I put down, he raises up and starts to make a bash. I like this. In the original game, it is a little weird that, like, your characters, like, the way it's set up is, like, go back down. You really don't want to be on the surface for too long. You're kind of, like, hounded to go back underground again. I really appreciate it. It's like, no. This is where you wanted to go. Time to get out of here. Anyway, they move over. No! I break up my pistol, hoping to at least force the soldiers down while Gordon sprints. My aim is honestly some of the worst it's been, with all the bobbing and weaving of the human. But it works at least to keep the soldiers at... A high-pitched whirring noise thunders overhead. Why would a high-pitched noise thunder? Thunder is low! I take a brief pause in my suppressing fire to take a look only at my heart drop. Cresting over the red cliffside is a massive thing. Looks like an helicopter and an airplane had a baby. It's a VTOL. Oh, and it's covered in guns. The other way! Gordon skitters to a halt, pulling a quick 180 as the whirring sound... Like that security's minigun. It's a Gatling gun. Starts filling the air. Bullets fly all around us. And it's not a minigun in Doom. That's a chain gun. Bullets start flying all around us, either hitting the plane or missing us as they fly in behind or from the front. We've got soldiers, a heli-plane, and a real fuck you. And as a real fuck you, the artillery. Goes panic as real having a meltdown. And yet you're still somehow the POV character. I incoherently shout, trying to point at some cover, only for it to be the fire line of someone else. Yeah, they got you locked down, buddy. Panic joke scream slips out of me as my gun refuses to keep shooting for some reason. It's the dirt and dust, probably. Gun maintenance is important. From all sides, sky and ground, the military tightens its grip more and more around us. Okay, so maybe the military were in total chuds lords like I thought they were earlier. We're gonna die! Human suddenly pivots on his heel, sending me sideways against the harness with a firm grunt. I'm impressed you didn't get hit at all. My eyes urgently look to where he's finally setting it. Not too far is a singular concrete bunker. Perfect, hopefully, for getting the hell out of here. The only problem is it's a straight shot without cover in between. Gordon has decided to make a run for it without consulting me. This area is not that big, by the way. Like, it's like a large room, maybe, in terms of the space you're supposed to be in. I feel like it's also one of those areas where, because in my original playthrough, I didn't know you were supposed to go back down, because like, we're at the surface, and no, you go right back down, which is like supposed to be dramatic irony, but, or something of the sorts. But in the game, it is weird and a bit counterintuitive. It's a little annoying, so you're not thinking that way, and whatever. Ah! I rashly scream out, closing my eyes and completely ditching my gun. Pressing myself against the HEV's back, babbles of mercy slip past me as a symphony bullets, and their following cracks only seem to get louder and louder. To my horror, a bullet or two would spark off Gordon's army, showering me in spalling, while I duck down and make... How the fuck do you know the word spalling? Make myself small. Please, after Jesus, let us make it to the... A singular, sharp crack rises above the chaotic din. I should have kept the music on. It's good music for shit going down. I want to put on the little dancing kobold. Instantly, a massive kinetic sledgehammer slams into my back, dead center between my shoulder blades. Oof. The sheer force of the impact punched the air completely from my lungs. There's no time to process what happened as Gordon goes flying into the open door of the bunker. Mobile throws, I desperately try to breathe. Only a few seconds to just... The world outside detonated. A wall of superheated air and concussive force hit us like a runaway freight train. The impact snapped my head back, forcing us into the air and throwing us forward like rag dolls into the pitch-black throat of an open hole. Everything goes weightless as we tumble towards the chaotic tangle of limbs and heavy armor. The roar of the explosion is completely deafening, drowning out my own scream. The rushing air tears on my face as we plummet, weightless for an agonizing, terrifying second, and then a bone-jarring impact. Blackness. Boop boop. Major fracture detected. Beep beep beep. Emergency. User death imminent. Beep beep. Administering morphine. What a great chapter, man. This guy is picking up fucking steam. Holy shit. We got 2 chapters left. And all I can think about is that shit's awesome. So yes, the next chapter, if I recall correctly, Gordon's unconscious and it's all to Olivia. Luckily, when you go down there, there's like 2 little pods that can get you some pick-me-ups, but oh yeah, then they come back to into the facility because... Is that what happens? Yeah, they come back into the facility and they talk about the decommissioned train section. Okay. So even if chapter 14 comes out, we're probably good to go. Oh, yeah, they extend the mile radius in the last chapter. They can only get better. I feel like there's a lot of potential in an idea like this, Half-Life 2, maybe a different story, and involving another character like Fang, or even a sequel to this very fic. Olivia returns to Gordon World after her ending 4 or something like that. It's forward in many aspects. The only thing I see as wrong is the feeling that it could be much better for when City 17, in my opinion. Watching closely as the story unfolds. I feel like the big problem with Half-Life 2 is I don't remember it as well. I don't know, man. I feel like the problem with Half-Life 2 is that it's way more story-oriented than just events and situations and circumstances. So you have to do a lot more like, wait a minute, why the fuck is she here? Why is anyone okay with Olivia just kind of chilling? Huh.